Welcome back to Frozen Education. This is Zed. Today I'm going to be talking once again about FSR, so you'll find my previous DD in the description below if you would like to watch it after this one. Nonetheless, this will give you a bit of a perspective about the company, technical analysis to give you a perspective into the psychologies of the traders trading it, as well as DD right after that. So if you want to skip to that section, please go ahead. Now let's jump right into it. On the 1 week perspective, what we get to see here is a massive jump from what it was apparently almost a massive tank coming in from all the way from 2149 all the way to 870 and back to 2195. So this is really an epic bounce back that a lot of people did not anticipate. ADX doesn't give us much. Willing % says, hey, it's highly overbought, and the MACD shows in, of course, a confirmation of a reversal that happened on the 15th. The week of the 15th, and it continued on towards this last week, the week of the 26th. So momentum here looks really bullish. Moving averages are bullish, and it's expected to be bullish all the way down to 1327. Now the next thing we're looking at is the 1 day perspective. The 1 day perspective showed in a possible negative reversal on the 24th, and it got rejected and bounced right back. A theory for this is that it dipped into the trading action zone between the 1698 and the 1471. That's where positive reversals are likely. Now, it is really bullish. ADX shows in a very strong trend. Willing % is overbought. MACD looks bullish, and momentum is strong. Now, if we were to look into a 2 hour perspective, we get to see a really massive push with what looks like a bull flag here. Meanwhile, that is bullish. You got to be careful about this kind of trend. Moving on next, we get to see here on the moving averages that moving average band is expected to trade between 1578 on the top, 1435 in the middle, and 1291 in the bottom. Now the stochastic fast and the stochastic slow both showing, hey, there's another leg, but you got to be careful. It also shows that a pullback is very and highly possible at this level. Now, taking a quick look into Fibonacci retracements, I'll start with 2197 going all the way down to the 845. Significant support level sits at 1901 based on the Fibonacci retracement. 1676 and 1517. Resistance sits at right now 2195. We can take a quick look into significant supports and resistances. Significant support sits at 2095. Below there 1997. Below there 1918, and then 1847. 1751 from 1751 to 1716. Going all the way to 1651 and then 1575. And finding a bottom at 1526 to 1452. Significant resistances 2150, and then following that is the 2188 or the 2195 mark. Now let's jump right into the latest news if we can find any. When we're looking into the latest news, we can get to see additional shares issued for warrant and common shares as a shelf, or to have potential for an offering later on in the future. Nothing significant in that sense. That's very usual. Their website keeps getting updated. So currently it's actually basically showing in the orange one rather than the silver Ocean. So it's featuring that vehicle. It has some information. I did compare it before towards Tesla's one in terms of price point and the range and everything in between. So there's that. I mean, they also have their Twitter account over here. So their Twitter account is Fisker Incorporation, and you get to see they constantly keep on updating different information. Now, some of it is fluff, some of them are actually very useful. Now, if you would like, you can also go on towards Hendrik Fisker's as well, Twitter, and it's this one here. And make sure to follow me as well if you're on Twitter, right? They're working on a 2022 Fisker Ocean EV to be the world's most sustainable vehicle at an affordable price of $37,499. So that price is also reflected onto Fisker's website. If you go on all the way to the top, you'll find it right here on the corner, $37,499. So it's not saying information that you won't find over there, but his account has been basically almost a pump to the stock at some level. All right, moving on next, we get to see latest news. Fisker's participate in the upcoming Barclays Global Automotive Virtual Conference. We've already gone through that. Fiskars and Magna achieved key engineering and purchasing milestone. Already covered that a while ago. Magna headquarters is in Ontario, Canada. It's not far actually from my house. No feature presentations that are updated, so that's a little bit disappointing. I would really like to see what they have put up there. Now, what are the next catalysts? I mean, even if we're looking on to checking the latest kind of buzz, right? And sometimes I go on towards Twitter and I try to check, okay, why is it running? And nothing significant I can find over here. I mean, you can go on and basically there's nothing significant that says, hey, this is gonna be like a massive catalyst coming up. And I did try to dig as much as I can. Of course, there's the production news and all that and everything in between, but I think the biggest thing about this one is the entire EV industry ran, and this one just looked at it and was like, yeah. And so with the massive jump of Tesla, NIO jumping up, almost entire EV industry and fintech jumping up massively in the last 2 weeks, this one was playing catch up. And that's the kind of feel that I have, is that everyone at that level was looking around, is like, what is the one company that we can probably buy and hasn't had a run yet, and is going to have a run because it's going to sympathy play other stocks. And definitely that's where it is. So Ed, what do you think about this one in terms of a stock itself to invest in, or even trade? So trade, I think you can scalp it. Check where the volume is, for instance, around this area here, and if you bought it around here and you put a stop limit, even if you bought it around here, 1920, you would have cashed out at 22, 21. Gains are gains. Now, Ed, is it time to cash out on investment if I bought around $9? Start cashing out. Here's one reason. Even though there's PTs about 25 and PTs about 50 with different pumpers jumping in and saying, oh, 100. All right, let's be realistic. Does this company have any products yet? No. Production line 2022 is when the vehicles are coming. You are buying into a company that really doesn't have a product yet. It has the concept of a product. It's going to launch a product. But is it worth it at this level? I can't tell you. Only time will tell. But if I know something, is try to cash out a little while you're ahead. And that has worked out for me for 4 years. For more than 4 years now. I think we're going almost to 5 coming in March. Or coming in around April. Big thing about this one here for myself is that I am bullish about the concept itself, but how they're going to deliver it and the cost they're going to deliver it in. You don't want to end up having a vehicle, for instance, that by 2022 they're going on competing by $37,500 for the vehicle price for such an SUV, and then Tesla comes up with a $25,000 model. Then FSR would have to park aside and leave it for Tesla, because Tesla is a bigger brand name, and for $25,000, something comparable, for instance, that can kick off the competition, because FSR has to still figure out a lot of kinks that Tesla has already figured. And that is something that is a little bit alarming, but at the same time, I do think this one has a future. What do you think about this sticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like. You have a wonderful day.